Hello everyone, this is BIGALSKIx,
And this is JTB.
and this is Abysmal Lair Phase 3 on my Ninja Gaiden Black Quest for 50 Million mode run. This is where we are farming the missions now versus just trying to go through them. And this mission right here, we were talking about it earlier, JTB and I. This might be one of the easiest missions to do on just to beat it, because you can just run back and forth in Lunar UT or Warhammer UT or anything like that. But in terms of karma score, this is one of the hardest ones.
Oh, absolutely. It's another one where on paper, it's so easy. You think, just jump. Kind of like Abysmal Lair 1, I guess. You think, just jump back and forth in UT. Like, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. So the key, I feel, to getting the 50 UTs is remember, you can directional UT here. So the key that you want to do, at least in my opinion, from the many tries I tried doing this, and look at me, no jumping. I mean, my control's bad. That hurt me a lot of times, thinking you're going to jump one way. And I knew I wouldn't see. There I go again. So I had to come down with a Y so I wouldn't get hit. So now I did some extra damage on some guys.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes. But so you want to see, you want to not hit the ogre. And I ended up hitting him a couple times. So again, that's going to cost some UTs. And if you can, when you can directional UT, if the imps are next to the ogres, you can focus more on the imps, and then try to stay away from the ogres as much as possible. And the other part about that is the reason I'm staying there instead of waiting to go into my menu to change to my benediction is because if you go in too fast before the combo counter comes up, you lose your combo points.
That's true.
And see, there's the smoke bomb, and they were still coming.
One thing to note on the ogres, it's really annoying, and it's kind of why any mission involving ogres is extremely frustrating, is they have inconsistent health like a few enemies do in the game, and sometimes the difference between a couple of stray hits connecting on an ogre can be the difference in getting an extra UT on them. Like, so I can't remember exactly, but I think it's around 6 UTs with the nunchucks will kill an ogre, like a full nunchuck UT. Sometimes
I think it's
7.
like 10. I think it's like 10.
Is it more? Oh yeah, I can't remember how many. It's a lot, but sometimes they take like 1 more UT to kill, and you think,
yeah,
awesome. Sometimes they take 1 less, which is not so great when you go for points.
Look at that. That son of a bitch went underground right behind.
Yeah, that's another thing, really, I guess, where the one-hit Lunar UT being like less damage than a nunchuck UT, even at level 3. I think any level that involves ogres, I think that's kind of that's going to be like their next level. Like, that's how you're going to break the kind of the high score for it.
Now, real quick, really I don't know if you noticed, I sat there and changed the direction of my UT because I had hit the slider guy. And then whenever the pink guy came over, I changed my direction to hit him so it didn't kill either one of them, because all of my hits weren't connecting both. But they both came down here, and then my UT hit them. So I guess it all kind of worked out to the same.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you kind of plan for, like, that's essentially what you're planning for, is like when you're UTing an imp, sometimes they will just run at you and like kind of push the other one out of the way, and even though you don't want to hit the new one, you'll hit it anyway. Whereas when you kind of intentionally redirect it so you know you're not going to kill 2, that kind of just saves you. It's a bit of insurance on them doing that against you.
So this part is critical. I mean, I think I wasted some time going back and forth earlier because I didn't try to group the guys on one end versus the other. So there was no way I was going to make it to one side and be able to charge up my full UT. I mean, I knew that. And
you
so
have
that's
celerity here, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, so one thing to note on the ogres is there's a couple of attacks where like you're basically guaranteed a charge. It's one of them is where they jump, where they try and jump on you.
And that one.
Yeah, if you jump out the way, and either the overhead smash or where they do the little shaky overhead smash where they're going to do their combo, but if you jump out of the way of the range of the second hit, they will just stop the combo. They won't go for the second hit on it, and then you can charge a UT as well. So it's important to know, like, when you get down to 2 ogres, like, when you've got 3, it's a bit trickier, but when you've got 2, knowing that you don't have to go, you know, like, all the way up and then all the way down to get a UT, and especially when you've only got 1 ogre left, that can save you a lot of time.
Well, my control is so bad. I'm all over the place. And that's key. Now, like I said, I did some extra side jumps. Dropping the smoke bomb. The reason I changed to the shurikens here is because now I can run as close to the wall as I want, throw the shurikens. I know I'm not going to get a wall cleaned.
Yep.
If you drop the smoke bomb in the wrong place and go to charge, you get through the wall clean, and now you've wasted a smoke bomb.
Yeah, so yeah. So
See,
you
and
do
then I
have
missed my
5
on
ogres
landing.
here.
Why?
Yeah. I'd have been cheeky and charged there. I would have been like, nah, sod it. I'm going for it.
Yeah. Now see, now it's like I knew that since the guy didn't do any one of those attacks,
Yeah.
I knew I wouldn't be able to go down there and fully charge.
But I mean, what we said in, I think it was Abysmal Lair 1, if you look at the time here, so, for example, that UT connects at 3:07, and then, you know, look at the time when the next UT connects, because then that's going to be, you know, like if it's less than 50 seconds, then you know you're ahead. Now that you're down to 1 ogre, it's going to be a lot less than 50 seconds, but then you can kind of see, like, okay, how much time am I wasting? If you get to this point and you're on, like, 700 seconds, then it's a problem.
Yeah, I went way too far. And that's just something you have to kind of figure out as you go along. See, now he's going to jump, so I know I can charge. So I could have charged, or, you know, maybe not done the roll. And one thing else I've noticed, if you get on this end and kind of get close to the wall and don't look back out over the sewer, they'll just stay down there.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to mention. When you go up to the other end, turning around the camera, like, it's a great way to almost guarantee them to just jump out, and then, you know, you're good to go.
Okay, this part sucks right here. I mean, this can kill your run right here, and it actually hurts my run. You know, I try to figure out what do I want to use. I've tried the Warhammer. You know, I've tried and sit there and I go to Warhammer them, and then they both duck under the ground.
Yeah.
And then I wall cling right here, which, you know, ends up hurting me.
Yeah.
So now I've wasted time there. See, now I dropped the smoke bomb instead of going the other direction, which we've talked about in other, you know, videos to be able to do the smoke bomb. Now watch this. I absorb the essence.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, so I mean, this part right here is one of the reasons this mission's so frustrating. This is either based on time or kills.
Then I didn't pick up
Yeah.
the 1 essence to do the U. So I got 2 ETs where I should have gotten UTs.
Yep, and again, do the maths on that. It's 15,000 right there, you know.
And then also, the only reason I kept it is because a few of the other times that I've played, I've gotten 10 kills on that, which is 20 kills total. And so since I got 2 more kills, that's the reason. That's kind of my 6,000 points. I mean, that's how I justified it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is though. I mean, you know, say mission mode scoring, it is how it works. So when you get 3 ogres here, it's really tricky to keep track of which one you're hitting. If possible, you really want to try and keep one, like, pristine. Like, they spawn in a way where you can kind of hit the one at the end and then hit another one at the end, and just hopefully keep the guy in the middle, like, where he is. And then at least when you get to the very last one, you know you've got him, like, entirely unharmed to farm.
See, since I knew that guy did the overhead smash, I knew I didn't have to use my smoke bomb to get away. But going back to the imps, I mean, I'm telling you, I had one where I had like 130,000 before the imps even came out. I mean, that's how good I was doing. Then the imps came out, and I killed 1 out of all of those. My UT whiffed. And then, so now I got to charge up. So I decided to pull out the exploding arrows and try to shoot them. Well, then I miss the guy's point blank, and then I get swiped a couple times, and then you've got the recovery frames whenever they hit you against the wall. I mean, just all these little things. And then when I finally killed one, I used a smoke bomb to hopefully kill some other. Then they went underground. Has anybody ever figured that out? Is it based on time?
It's time and kills. I don't know the exact kill number, but I know once you get to 24 kills, then if you're hitting one of them, like, they won't despawn right in the middle of a hit. So, like, you can kind of, like, if you hit a flail UT, for example, they'll let you finish your flail UT, and then they will immediately just drop down like you've left the fight, and then that's it, the ogres will spawn. Otherwise, it's just time. I'm not exactly sure how long you get. It's not very long. Like, even with, like, back-to-back Warhammer UTs, the most I've ever ended on is 24 kills. And that's on...
See, Kel got 25. This is the highest I got on this was 22. Everything else was always 10 kills, no matter what I did.
My theory on it
was 20 kills.
Yeah, my theory on it is that 10's the limit, but you know, if you're UT, it's how they track it. It's kind of like how they track Pillbug kills in Chapter 13. That was a great close-up of that ogre just then, by the way. It's kind of like how they track the Pillbugs in 13. If you kill them, like, in between their patterns, you can trigger both spawns at the same time. So, generally speaking, in the Pillbug fights in Chapter 13, if you only kill 3 at a time, they'll only spawn in 3 at a time, but other times you can go into the second spawn and then trigger the next set, and then you'll get up to 5 enemies at once. I think there's like a similar thing happening when those imps turn up. But this mission's a bit of a pain to, like, farm and get to that point to really grind that out. You know?
Oh, I'm telling you, man. Because I've gotten to where, you know, you hit the first 8 guys and the 2 ogres. You do some damage on those ogres, and you won't even get to 100,000. And if you don't get to 100,000 or more, I mean, more than 100,000, you're going to have trouble getting all 50 UTs.
Yeah, I have to go and, it's one thing on my list, actually. I might do that one night. Just do some, like, actually record some testing on, like, UT farming ogres with the chucks. One thing to note, actually, it's very, 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 very hard to do in this mission because they don't have a lot of room to jump. But you can time your nunchuck UT when they do their leap attack to where you hit them as they jump off the ground, but you won't ground them.
I forgot to press my shurikens there.
And,
but look at all this time wasted, like we've been talking about.
Yeah, again, you know, if you wanted to go back and look at this video, like, and track it on the time and be like, okay, like, that's a UT, like, so I mean, we can do it here just as an example. Like, that UT hit at 52, and then we can just kind of have a look at when the next one connects. So ogres with benediction, if my memory serves, are worth more with, like, picking up the money versus, like, using it for another UT. I think they're worth, like, over 3,000 in mission mode, like, base essence. So they're, you know, they're worth even more with benediction equipped.
So see, he didn't slam or anything, but I know if I go to the edge, you know, see how long it took him versus him just walking. So that's something that, I mean, I'd probably say that 95% of the time you have time to charge without looking. But
yeah,
see, there we go. Again, I forget to push my shurikens. And all this stuff is just causing me a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that last one was in the 70s, so this is about 20, like, almost 30 seconds. And again, you know, if you get it, if, like, half of that would be, like, basically going from one end to the other. If that happens a few times, then, you know you're down on time.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, the 4 seconds I have to wait, if my movement was better, you know, I wouldn't have to do all that. See, so I know I'm going to be able to... I think I'm so tired of this. Looking at their junk, you know, whatever. I mean, it's like right in your face. It's like, come on now. Now watch this. So I thought I was going to go back down, but it turned the camera around, so I ended up jumping off the wall.
It is good though that you thought to take the hit there, because even if that, like, it's unlikely that it would have, but if that one hit had killed him with the wall attack, you would have lost your UT and your essence karma. Like,
yeah,
that one mistake there would have cost you, I can't remember what they're worth, but let's just say even if it was 3,000, that would have cost you like over 25,000 in endgame karma if you'd have wall attacked that guy and killed him. So like having the like presence in the moment to be like, oh, don't hit him, like that is important as well.
See, that was kind of bad, but I'm hitting the start button right now as fast as I can to see, because sometimes it'll end.
Yep.
But I think I get it. I think I absorb it. So my average was like 210. I mean, excuse me, 12. Well, the average was 1211. So again, I just barely beat that, but I think I got 47 UTs and 2 ETs.
Yeah.
But just with the wasted time, because I think Kel scores like, and Weeble, they both have really high scores on this. They got like 1360 or something like that. So those times, the imp fight is so brutal. I mean, it can just totally ruin your run. Because if you only kill 6, you might as well start over.
Oh yeah, you can. I think you want to be killing at least 10 because again, every kill is worth 3,000 points base level. So if you kill 5, you get 15,000. Times 2.5. If you kill like 10, you don't just get double of 15. You don't get 2.5 times 15. You get 2.5 times 30. It goes up like substantially the more you kill.
Well, one thing, I don't know if we've said it on the other 2 videos. We've got the 2. I still have Abysmal Lair 4 and 5 to do, so who knows when that's going to come out. But one reason why I show all these mistakes, I mean, first of all, I'm just, an average player. But the other part of that is do or try to do what I mess up on. So what is it? Don't do what I do. Do it better, or
do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. Because this shows you what not to do on some of this stuff. Running all the way to the end when I didn't need to. If I was listening to their attacks. Because if they yell, you're going to hear that even if they're behind you. If he swings, you're going to hear that even if it's behind you. So, and then also the imps come with the brown imps. Decide, hey, I'm going to leave my smoke bombs, or I'm going to do my exploding arrows, and try to stick with a plan. I sat there and got myself worked up a couple times. It's like, okay, well, let me switch the exploding arrows for this, and the smoke bomb for this one, and the shuriken for that one. And then, of course, all that thinking just totally messed me up. So coming up with a plan when you're trying to reach a certain karma goal, I mean, the higher you go, the more, the better your plan needs to be.
Yeah.
That sure was a long way about us saying all that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no better way to say it, though. Yeah, like the higher score you're going for, the more layers there's going to be to your strategy. There really is. The strategy for getting, for example, 1.1 million is not the same as getting 1.2. And the strategy for getting 1.3 is not the same as 1.2. It's, they might seem the same, but they're not. They might seem similar to look at, but there's a lot of stuff going on, kind of behind the, like, under the hood, so to speak, with a 1.3 run as opposed to a 1.1 run.
So, but I am moving on up, a little over 46 million. I'm getting closer and closer.
Yeah, and you still got a lot of missions to go too.
Oh yeah. I mean, the 2 worms, or the 2 worm missions coming up are going to be a lot of points, because I don't think people back in the day farmed with the one-hit lunar UTs. I think back in the day they were doing nunchuck UTs.
It was nunchucks, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely wasn't the lunar way back when.
It's something that I think about with all the stuff that's out there now and what I'm doing and what I'm explaining to others who try to do this. Yeah, it may seem easier, but you still have to do it. And that's you go into this. I watched Kel's videos and I watched Weeble's videos, and it's like, oh man, just go from side to side and it's not going to be that hard. And one of the things that whenever we started the video, I didn't edit it, so I ended up editing it, and then we restarted this. But like the very first fight, you could drop that smoke bomb down and that imp could just come straight over your smoke bomb and hit you, and then you got to start over.
Yeah.
That happened to me 10 times in a row.
Yeah. This game will throw everything at you. And when you think you've seen everything, like, it just brings out a whole new bag of tricks.
You know, I had another one where I had some pretty high score, but I only, I think I was like 242 or something like that. You know, I mean, I was really close to 250, and I still had one guy left, so I could have, you know, maybe got my 50 UTs. And I went to go, it was the last ogre, and I went to go run past him instead of jump on his head. You know, I always talk about X plus A.
Yeah.
But I went to go run past the wall, and right when I jumped, he started his little spin hit. So there was nothing I could do. I mean, it just hit me right in midair when I was in mid-jumping past him, and then I was dead. And I showed my wife because she was watching it. She was like, "Oh," it was so funny.
She was probably thinking, "Ow, you probably should have X plus 8 that guy." I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, she's the one that told me to do that, you know, afterwards. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm back. I'm going to be working on this. I've done everything in Borderlands, so it's just, you know, finishing up these missions to get my 50 million, and hopefully I can do it. But I think it's really going to be worth it. You know, after 15 years, you know, I finally was able to reach it. Or I'm saying that now. We'll see what happens in another few months if I get it or not.
It's Eternal Legend to go yet.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully by then I'll be so close to 50 million that, you know, that I won't need to go for like a 12.5 million or 13 million run on Eternal Legend.
Yeah, definitely. That was my goal for Sigma, was basically, like, the better I do now, the less of a shit I have to give about Eternal Legend later.
Right. And, you know, but there are some missions on here that I've already made my average on. So the next row is military destruction, and I've already made my average just running through them the first time on my other non-farming videos. So I'm not going to replay those because I've already made my average. So I just have one video to make on that. So it's not like I'm going to be, you know, using those other 4 missions to bump my score up. You know, I got to stick with, hey, I made my average. I got to keep the score. So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed it. It's glad to be back. This is the first time JTB and I have had a chance to talk in a long time. So we really had a good time doing it. I hope y'all have enjoyed it, and we'll see you the next time.
Take care, everybody.